And we are live. I am Adam. This is Highly Articulated. And technological problems aside, we're going to talk about toys today. And I think with the help of Brick, I think I might have figured out the problem. It is an embarrassingly simple problem. And I had been basically resetting the problem by resetting my computer. There's a weird thing in the privacy settings that wasn't allowing StreamYard, or technically it wasn't allowing the web browser to record the web browser, if that makes sense. It doesn't really make sense to me, but but here we are. So we will see very shortly if it works. If it doesn't work, if the visuals don't work, I sort of have a backup plan for that. And I will do a very short sort of 30-minute video where I will just chat. But if the visuals do work, we'll probably go about an hour. So, all right. This week, I decided to start with visuals right off the bat so that if it does work, great. And if not, I will know right away and I won't have to, fuss around with it. So let's get right into it. This week in translucent figures, we get, and it's, is it still not working? On my end, it might not be working. Okay, this is great. Okay. But this week in translucent figures, we got the Diamond Select Frodo, with the ring on so that he's invisible, which I think is a pretty cool figure. Now, are you guys seeing that on the screen share? And now am I in the situation where I'm not seeing it, but you are. Okay, now it's up. Anyway, good. Let's hope that it keeps working this way. So this is, of course, Frodo when he slips the ring on, and goes invisible. Now this is, this one makes sense. I don't have any Lord of the Rings figures, but we will see. This one I may pick up, because I do like Lord of the Rings. I do like Frodo. I do like translucent figures. So, I think, my translucent figures sort of don't fit into my typical rule of I need to have, a whole bunch of things within a brand, within a line kind of thing to sort of get interested in the line. This would be my only Lord of the Rings figure. This would be my only Diamond Select figure, and so on and so forth. But I think it looks pretty cool. Now, in contrast to that, also this week in translucent figures, we got hold on. Okay, now it's disappeared again. Let me try this again. So that one was preloaded. This one was not. So is it not going to work now that it's preloaded stuff? You gotta be kidding me. Did the setting reset in my... See, this is what I just don't know why it works sometimes and it doesn't work other times. Also this week in translucent figures, though, McFarlane released a translucent Joker, and I just don't get that one. It's there's no, maybe I like, admittedly I don't read the comic books, but there's not really a reason for it. That's where the translucent figures. I'm kind of lost on some translucent figures because it's like why is he translucent? Why is McFarlane sort of doing an invisible Joker figure? I know that it's like his Frostbite series or whatever, but it's but it's like what's the point of the Frostbite series? Is it literally just to have a translucent figure? Like is that the reason? You know what I mean? Um but anyways, that's all the translucent figure news. So let's get into the chat here. And I see that some people have commented on that Joker, but I'll get there. Brick was here early. Ray Paz is here listening in the car. Solo Sinner here in spirit. But customizing figures at the moment. Thanos is hanging out. Jeff Morris, Amanda is hanging out. Distracted with our three kids. But let's see. Who else? Jeff Morris, this is a very, very good point. We can't see Frodo. He is invisible. Ray Paz should have made a Spectre or Dead Man. I mean, translucent Spectre or Dead Man. Yeah, sure. I mean, there's lots that sort of make sense, right? Like when Marvel did the translucent Doctor Strange, that made sense. It was sort of effective and efficient use of translucent figures. When Star Wars does Force Ghosts, that makes sense. They exist. Even the Black Series Holocom stuff, it makes sense. I mean, they've explained why they're translucent. The Frostbite series or whatever it is from McFarlane, it just doesn't make sense. Thanos, that's a good point. Why does Todd do half the things he does? That is a very good point. Payne's Toy Samples is here as well. What's going on, Payne? Good to have you. Ray, yeah, that's the reason. The reason is because he can. All right. But let's get into some SH Figuarts. That's what I really want to talk about today. I have been a little preoccupied with a million other things. And as a result, I've been a little bit not out of touch with what's going on, but out of touch with what's going on. So by and large, I don't know what's going on with toys. Like I know sort of the bigger, sort of grander things that are going on. It's much harder for me to keep track of the little things. I've been paying closer attention to like Kickstarters and some of the independent stuff. Savage Crucible is shipping, which is really, really exciting for a lot of people. And those figures are looking pretty awesome. But the SH Figuarts stuff, I wasn't paying super close attention to, and there's a ton of stuff coming out that is absolutely amazing right now. What I want to focus on though is the Dragon Ball GT stuff. So let me see if it'll let me share this. Probably won't. But while it won't let me share it, let me see. Let me see if it's ruined my day by changing my setting again, and maybe I can change it back. No, that's not it. Where was it? Where was it? Now I can't remember where I gotta find it. The bummer is that I tested this and it worked before. So annoying. Okay, that's setting is right. This is just such a pain in the butt. All right. Well, let's just not worry about it. There was basically there was a setting that said, do you want to allow them to do this? And I said yes, and now it seems to not be working again, which is great. Yeah, don't know why it's doing it again. Because we fixed it. We fixed it, and now it's not working again. Okay, great. That's awesome. Super pumped. Okay, let me see if this will work. Now, okay. Now maybe it's just a... No, now it's just not it's just... Anyway. SH Figuarts is doing some awesome stuff right now. So what I want to talk about is this. Dragon Ball GT. If anybody is familiar with Dragon Ball GT, and I know probably a lot of you are, it is not canon. It's not considered Dragon Ball canon, but it is. I feel as though it is a much maligned series. I really love it. There is obviously a bit of a bias on my part because it was on, like it was sort of in how do I explain this, or how am I not able to explain this? It was the series that was sort of being aired when I was in Japan, and sort of around the time that I was in Japan. So I was able to sort of catch episodes on TV as they were being aired. So I have sort of a soft spot for it. I also was watching it in Japanese with no subtitles, just like my original experience with Dragon Ball. And so I think for me, there's a disconnect between the quality of the content and just the fact that the content exists. So I personally just absolutely love. I'm gonna close more stuff and see if that helps. So I just love the Dragon Ball GT designs. Trunks is one of my favorite characters, and so the Trunks design from that is really, really cool. The Kid Goku thing, I know that not everybody loved it, but I mean, I forgive them because they were trying to. It was sort of an attempt to sort of recapture some of the Dragon Ball magic, right? Like the Kid Goku magic. And the series, I'll be honest, I haven't watched the full series in a long, long time, so I don't remember, most of it. But what I remember is the character designs, and what I remember is really liking the style that they were using, both for the main characters, different versions of the main characters. As I said, Kid Goku and sort of that Trunks in a blazer, and so on. But substance aside, the style was fantastic. And so I'm really, really excited that we're getting figures from Dragon Ball GT. It's something that I've kind of wanted since I started collecting the SH Figuarts Dragon Ball stuff. And so the fact that we're getting that stuff is really exciting for me. So as I said, substance aside, the fact that it's not canon aside, the fact that it's not as beloved as Dragon Ball or GT or probably even Super, I'm really excited. So we've already... have they already I don't have mine yet, and I'm waiting for my GT Goku, Kid Goku, but they've launched the GT Trunks. They showed the GT version of Pan, and as Brick is mentioning, they've now sort of they're now taking pre-orders for Super Android 17. Super Android 17 is like, it's such a good looking figure. I can't even remember. I think he was like at the end of the series, so I can't even remember what his sort of role was. I'm pretty sure he went bad again. I think that's the sort of plot twist. But anyway, very, very excited for those figures. And with the SH Figuarts, so this is where the style over substance thing kind of comes in for me too, is that like for the SH Figuarts stuff, you know, and this goes against a lot of my collecting rules, not rules, but you know, the sort of framework that I collect within. Um, you know, I have the SH Figuarts Lupin, I have an SH Figuarts Naruto. I'm looking at, you know, the SH. Oh, come on! Now it won't even let me. Oh, now it's working. What is going on? So there's Super Android 17 on my end. I don't know if you guys can see it or not. But yeah, this is the Super Android 17. I think it looks fantastic. Now that I have visuals, I will sort of share more information and sort of more insights. I love the gold. I love that, you know, we can see the little tear in his trousers that he had since I presumably, you know, it's the same rip that he's had since Dragon Ball Z. But you know, the effects, you know, what you get with this figure is really, really fun. The fact that you get effects parts, the fact that you get an alternate head for Kid Goku, and then this cool kind of little stand-up, you know, Shenron part, which I think is really, really cool. Let's see. And of course, here, let me see if it'll let me do this. Click the button, nothing happens, of course. Okay, so now I'm trying to share the trunks. But for whatever reason, it's showing this now, but why won't it show the trunks? Show trunks. Trunks also comes with alternate parts, so you get you know, alternate heads, alternate hands, like you typically always do. No effects parts, but what you do get is the you know, the ability to put his hands in his pockets. And then you get Goku's tail. So Kid Goku doesn't come with his tail, which is kind of weird. But you can get that part if you get Trunks. Now, I know a lot of people aren't super keen on this sort of build a figure kind of approach that they're going with. I don't love it either, but I guess ultimately, you know, you get if you only want Kid Goku, then he's, you know, he's the price point is pretty decent. And then you sort of get one accessory with each of the other GT figures, in the same way that Gohan from Superhero got, you know, alternate faces. He got his cape. He got, you know, blast effect. Like, he got more stuff if you bought more of the Dragon Ball Superhero movie figures, which I, of course, did. But yeah, it just it's just really, really cool to get these figures. It's really, really cool to get these figures, and I'm here for it. Thanos says the new Kenshin ones are cool, but I already have started Kenshin with the Dyson versions, which are not in scale. I didn't get the Dyson versions. Let me do this and see if it will let me share my screen, because I have the Kenshin one up. Whether it's going to let me share it or not, I kind of doubt, but I've clicked the button, and now we'll sit here patiently waiting to see if it does. What's frustrating now is that it's doing it on a delay, but it is doing it. The Kenshin ones are cool, but I already started Kenshin with Dyson. The Dyson versions, I think, are kind of cooler. And is it Figma? There's another brand that's doing Rurouni Kenshin as well, or Samurai X for Western viewers. The Kenshin looks really, really cool, but it's one of those figures that has like because he has the Hakama, the articulation is kind of funky and it breaks up the sculpt in a funny way. But the fact that we're already getting 2 other swordsmen from that line is really, really cool. And like I think Dyson's done 3 figures in about 3 years. So to get 3 from SH Figuarts in basically a year is kind of awesome. And I'm kind of hoping that they keep rolling with that, and that they keep and that they sort of keep adding characters and stuff like that, which would be really, really cool. And Thanos says, I dig the soft goods on the Dyson. Yeah, and that's the thing. For for Kenshin himself, like those soft goods looks really, really good, but that figure it seems a little bit frail. SH Figuarts, they're a little bit fragile, but I wouldn't call them frail. Like the hands will pop off or whatever, but I don't think of them as being flimsy or frail, or I don't have to be especially gentle with them, which I like. The weird thing is, and so I'm kind of holding off on Kenshin at this point, because SH Figuarts has now moved into the realm of wired soft goods, which makes me think that there very likely could be a Kenshin Himura version 2 with wired Hakama, which would be fantastic. That would be what I would ultimately want. But if we never get it, so this is where it's like, do I get Kenshin now, or do I wait for a version 2 with the Hakama? I don't know. I mean, that's the difficult part for me. But like I said, this is sort of outside of what I typically do, right? Like I how many Kenshin figures do I need? Do I just need Kenshin? I'm looking at the Yu Yu Hakusho. What's his name? Sasuke. What's his? I can't remember what his name is, but the main character from that. Just a great looking figure. The new One Piece that looks like the first version in the animated series. I'm kind of looking at that monkey. What sort of set me off on this tangent of sort of style over substance was that the Jar Jar Binks SH Figuarts figure kind of looks cool. I look at that figure, and I mean, I'm not mad at them for doing that figure. I think the fact that we're getting the fact that we're getting Jar Jar is actually okay, what's going on? I'm getting all these weird messages. Okay. This is annoying, because now it's now I'm just getting weird error messages from StreamYard. So we're gonna go about 5 more minutes, and then I'm gonna cut this one short. Ray Pass says, any pics of the Dyson? There are. If I could share them, I would. But because I can't screen share, it's not going to do us any good. I don't know what's going on with my computer now. The privacy settings are all sort of working, but it doesn't want to work. Yeah, I I would love to share the pictures. Hold on, let me see if I can. We'll give it a good college try, because why not? Let me see if they've got. I would love to bring up this one if it works. We will see if it works. Okay, what's going on? Nope, it's not gonna work. Why would it? Right? Why would it work? Um, okay, we'll try. We'll try. You guys asked me to try, so I will try. Nope. No, it doesn't want to work. Okay, so we are not going to bother with that. But yeah, look up Dyson DAISIN Kenshin, which is KENSHIN. And you'll get a look at it. It's a fantastic looking figure, but it is small, so it's you know, the SH stuff tends to be kind of a fairly true 112, and then Dyson is a little smaller. There's sort of like a weird import. There's like a difference between, so like Marvel Legends and GI Joe Classified are really closer to a 110 scale. Black Series is probably pretty close to a 112, and Black Series is still a little bit bigger than like what SH Figuarts does, and then Dyson is like even a little bit smaller than that. So, so they are on the small side, but they look fantastic. My reservation about them is the same as anything. Like I said, it's that I you know, it's just another line. It's just another, you know, I would put it on another shelf, at least with the SH Figuarts. So like I said, if I get Kenshin, if I get the Yo-Yo Hakusho, that one I just know of it. I don't, but and I like the designs and stuff. It's like a guy who dies and then they let him fight demons as a ghost or something. But the figure design is cool. So I'm kind of looking at that one. You know, Monkey is another one where like One Piece is just fun, but I don't really know One Piece that well. But I could happily sort of have just it'll be like a shonen jump shelf, basically, or sort of like a anime main characters of anime. So that's, you know, its own shelf or whatever. But it can mix in with the other SH Figuarts stuff. So that's sort of why I'm looking at all that stuff. But my question to you guys is, do you guys collect, you know, have you ever bought a figure that you kind of didn't like the IP or didn't like the character or something like that? That was sort of where this sort of thing all came from, is like, you know, I know that, so I love GT. I love Dragon Ball GT, and I've sort of expressed why. And I know why people don't like Dragon Ball GT. You know, as I said, I get that, you know, it was too much of a departure from you know, what people thought, you know, the story should be going forward, and they didn't necessarily like where they took some of the characters, and you know what they did was sort of on and on and on. But that aside, I think people are sort of seeing the Dragon Ball GT Figuarts figures and really liking them, because I think the design of the characters is pretty undeniably good. So, Larry Reed. Okay, there we go. Larry Reed is here. Allison Troy is here as well. Welcome, guys. I'm gonna wrap up soon because the visuals still aren't working. Ray Pest says, I got the Lightning Series Power Rangers. I hate that show. Love the figures. Now, Ray, did you just get like the Mighty Morphin, or like do you have like Dino Rangers? Do you have like Ninja Force or whatever? Ninja Steel? I don't know. Rangers in Space? Dino Rangers? I don't know what they're all called. But yeah, a mix. Okay, fair enough. I have to admit that I was a little bit tempted by the idea of getting, you know, at sort of $30 a figure, the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, just, you know, just the figures. But then I was like, you know, they really only work, you know, if you get Zed and you get, some of the baddies, and you get, the putties, and you get the crows, and then it was like, nah, I'm not going down that rabbit hole. Thanos says, my biggest issue with G2 was I thought the action was a downgrade. It did start pretty rough too. Yeah, okay, that's fair enough. I think it's sort of a pretty good estimation of it, is that like people kind of felt like but it was more, that's the thing, it was more like Dragon Ball. It was going back to, it was a little simpler, if that makes sense. They're pretty much on the cheap. Just say it. No, I'm not going back. Let's see. Solo Sinner says, I never got a figure from an IP I didn't like. Fair enough. I'm trying to think if there's a figure that I got that it was actually from an IP that I didn't like, and I don't think that there is. I genuinely don't think that there is. I mean, I'm very motivated by, the lore. I'm very motivated by the cartoon or the comic book or whatever. So I don't think I have. I'm just trying to think if there's anything that I have. I mean, maybe stuff that I bought for my kids, but I don't think that really counts. Thanos, I have some Fortnite stuff, but I don't know anything about it. There's a good example, right? I know a lot of people bought like the Fortnite boat, or they bought, a couple figures. Actually, okay, there's one. I have the Fortnite video game console things that came with the weapons, so I guess that qualifies. But that's a prop, I guess. And that's true. Actually, that's true of this stuff too. So I bought the AEW like prop playsets, despite the fact that I don't care for wrestling. But figure wise, I don't think I've got any figures. Larry Reed, some of the Halo love the game, but the figures were okay. I've sold them now. Oh, okay. So like you actually like the IP, but sort of the figures let you down. And Jeff Morris, I have some Fortnite figures. I would not say that I like Fortnite. I put, so when I don't know, I didn't know anything about Fortnite until Fortnite added Snake Eyes. I think Snake Eyes and Storm Shadow into the game, and I thought you could just sort of get the game and play as Snake Eyes. I was very let down. That's not how that game works. You do have to like pay to get those characters. So I played Fortnite for all of about 15 minutes. No, it was probably I was probably playing it longer. I was probably actively playing the game for a total of about 8 minutes. Because it takes time when you die instantly to like go back and like play another round or whatever. I don't know. I have no idea what I was doing. So I don't know if I was doing anything right or if I was playing the game that everybody else sort of says they play or whatever. I have no idea. But when I realized that I couldn't get Snake Eyes and it wasn't going to happen, I quit and deleted it, and I've never sort of gone back. So, oh, this is a good point. Allison says I buy all kinds of stuff I don't like for custom fodder. That's a good point. I mean, Marvel Legends, Marvel is not an IP. It's not really a defined IP, but I bought Marvel Legends stuff to use as fodder. So I guess that kind of qualifies. Yeah, find a cool figure with cool parts, slice, dice, paint it into something I do like. Fair enough. That's a very, very good point. Especially if you can get them for cheap. Jeff Morris, I don't dislike Fortnite. I've never played it, so I have no opinion on the game. Don't bother. Well, I don't know. Do what you like. Play it if you want. I plan on. Thanos says I plan on using the Fortnite figures I have for customs. Yeah. I probably would have, if I had seen them, gotten those green army men that they did, but I never saw them. So that would maybe be one of those sort of things where it's IP that I don't, care about. But I'm just trying to think if there's any that have been close. Have I ever even thought of buying a figure that was from an IP that I didn't care about or didn't like? I don't think so. I don't think I've ever sort of overruled that sort of rule within my sort of collecting. That I've sort of bought in something. I'm just trying to think of like a character design or something that I like that is in something that I don't like. I'm such a mug because like I'm so easy to please when it comes to like IPs that, if the art's good, then I'm okay with it. If the art's bad and the writing's good, I'm still okay with it. If the art's bad and the writing's bad, but the designs are good, like I'm kind of still okay with it, and I would still consider buying a toy. Like, I don't know. I'm pretty easy to please. Solo says, "Oh, based on Allison's sort of logic there, I actually chronically buy figures from IPs I don't care about at all. The fodder fund." Yes, and that's the thing. Sometimes, right? Sometimes those are the figures that are the cheapest, right? Because they're from IPs that are like, just not as well liked, and so by extension, those figures end up in discount bins and stuff like that. So that's actually kind of like a good point. Is that on some level, you want there to be IPs that people don't really necessarily want the figures for, because then we can get them for fodder at a discounted price, basically. Larry Reed says, "I'm into many lines to get stuff. I'm into too many lines, I think, to get stuff I don't like." Yeah, and that's kind of where I'm at too. I keep trying to tell myself like that, I don't need to get into that because I got too much stuff. But here I am looking at Kenshin Himura and the Yo-Yo Hakusho figure. And as I said, I don't know if it's like the novelty of it or the fact that it's like, because Jar Jar Binks is so disliked, that like I kind of want that SH Figuarts Jar Jar Binks. I don't know. I'm just drawn to that Jar Jar Binks. Although actually unrelated, but I saw it while I was sort of looking at stuff. That SH Figuarts Spider Punk looks absolutely phenomenal. And the fact that we get the alternate head, the fact that the guitar is more accurate, and like that thing looks so good. But I cannot justify that price tag, which is fine. I don't have to have all the things. Allison Troy says there's some great part sculpts in Fortnite and Marvel Legends face sculpts. Absolutely. I've bought several Marvel Legends just for the head to use for classified sort of custom fodder. Ray Paz got into blanks from Boss Fight. This is one that I've seen a few times. The Disney Mirrorverse toys are kind of fun if you don't know the Disney Mirrorverse is. It's basically, so I think it's connected to a game, but I don't even know. But the Mirrorverse figures are basically action figures of Disney characters with like armor and different stuff. Jeff Morris says, "I still have never bought a Marvel figure. I've been tempted, but I think I've made it this long, so I need to keep strong." If there's none that you need, if there's none that you want, then by all means, don't buy them. I mean, that's why bother? Hey, what's going on, Terrence? Good to have you. Just got my first 12 mystery boxes from Mythic Legion. Super excited. That is a lot of action figures. Terrence says, "I picked up the Mirrorverse figures just because they were fun Disney figures." Yeah. I've seen several of those and have you know, they are fun. And the character selection is like across the board. So there's like different characters from different Disney properties all in there, and they're pretty fun. Ray, who puts them out? I don't know. I genuinely don't know. I don't own one, so I'm not sure. I've never really looked that closely. Um, but I want to say Jack's Pacific or like one of those brands. One of those brands that like other lines that they do, but like I don't know anybody that's like, oh yeah, I'm really excited for this new Jack's Pacific thing or this new like Jada's kind of I was going to say Jada, but like now Jada's action figures are actually kind of cool, and so I'm kind of looking forward to see what they do next. But I mean, you kind of get what I mean. Allison says McFarlane, so maybe McFarlane is doing those Mirrorverse. Is that true? That seems crazy to me. Let's see. Larry Reed says the Mondo Venom and Spider-Man are calling me because they look good. Mondo stuff looks fantastic. They are doing such a good job what they're doing with the X-Men stuff, what they're doing with the Masters of the Universe stuff. For more on my opinions on Mondo and what they're doing, I will actually be on Geek Dad Life tonight, just in a few hours. And we will be talking about Mondo because those nerds are obsessed with Ghostbusters. And so we're going to be talking about the Mondo Ghostbuster kind of reveal, as well as the Thundercats reveal, and then, talking a little bit more about toys. So I'll hopefully see you guys in the chat there as well. Let's see. Terrence about his mystery box says, happy with my pull, and I got one of the art cards. That's cool. Those art cards are really cool. Yeah, by all means. No. Don't that reminds me. Hold on. Not that I'm gonna be able to share anything visually. But I gotta find this. I gotta find this. Where is it? I'll find it while I'm sort of mumbling. There we go. Post it down in here. Okay, so those Mirrorverse stuff is McFarlane. That surprises me. That really surprises me. But I mean, I guess I didn't know. So let's see. Jeff Moore says the new Jack Pacific Altered Beast and Streets of Rage figures are not terrible, but they are a strange scale. Yep. Jack Pacific, it does the Mario stuff, and the Mario stuff is like, I mean, the movie line that they did was kind of okay, but now I think it's dead. I haven't heard or seen anything. And then the like 4-inch figures that they do or whatever are junk. I opened a couple in a video a long time ago. And I was very, very, very underwhelmed by those figures. They weren't that great. But anyway, I will put this in the notes afterwards as well, but I will put it in here. For anybody that is interested, Amanda has now started a toy Instagram account. If you want to go and follow her, she put up her first post this morning, actually. More to come. I told her she should do more, get more posts up there. She got more stuff. She's got more stuff to post. She's turning into a collector, whether she'll admit it or not. So go give her a follow. And yeah. I think that's all I got for today. Because I got no visuals. It would have been a little bit longer if I had visuals, but it probably wouldn't have been a long video regardless. So I am finishing up now. I have to go do some other stuff anyway. But I will be jumping back on YouTube to watch Brick's show. Brick, are you? What time are you going on today? Brick, let us know in the chat there. And then, as I said, I will be on Geek Dad Life tonight at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That is 6 p.m. for us here on the Best Coast. So let's see. Allison Troy says, I already followed her on both Instagram accounts. She had me at the name of the account. Brick Something is now doing his show at 3:45 Pacific, the new regular time. So go check out Brick Something's channel. If you're not going to be there already, I mean, let's be realistic. Everybody that's on here is probably going to, grab a snack and have a bathroom break and be right back in front of their computers, just like I am. So Solo Center says, catch you fine humans on the other streams later tonight. Absolutely. It has been Brick says, tell them about this Wednesday. So this Wednesday we are doing a special like a special edition news flash, monkey business. We will be talking about the backer kit and sort of how that might look and how it's going to work and all that kind of stuff on Wednesday night. So come check that out. If you got questions about the backer kit, you're welcome to ask us on Wednesday night. It's already up there. The thumbnail is going to get updated, but there you go. Ray Paz, I see your comment. I'm not bringing it up. Thanos says, see y'all soon. And I am going to say the same thing. Oh, shoot. I clicked on it. I didn't mean to click on it. Ray Paz says, how many minutes from now? You have 50 minutes. 50. You have 50 minutes, just under an hour until Brickle is live. So on that note, I will say thank you guys for joining me. It has been a pleasure. It's always a pleasure. It's fun to hang out with you guys and talk toys. Maybe next week, the internet gods will smile upon me and I will have some technological, some use of this technology for which, I pay a service fee. But it, maybe not. I don't know. Anyways, see you next time. Bye-bye.